as individuals, it might be scary for individuals to seek mental health support. So what recommendations do you have when folks with your shared identity from your community are identifying a mental health professional? What would you recommend that they seek out or do?
I guess I could speak from a case management point of view. That's often like a scary topic when meeting with clients. For example, at our organization, we do something called a psychosocial assessment, and it can be really intense because most of the time those questions are really invasive and they ask things that no one really wants to talk about on a daily basis. So for us, I guess as a case manager, I just try to like preface the conversation and like let them know what's to come, give them that opportunity to want to talk or not want to talk about the questions that I ask. But also, like a big thing for our program is building rapport with the client. We want to get to know them. We want to know their stories, their struggles, so that way when we have those conversations, they're a lot more open. And we're really big on like meeting the client where they're at. So just opening the conversation, like instead of saying like, how's your mental health, or do you have mental health issues? Like we ask more questions like, how are you feeling? What's going on? Like try to get them to talk to us instead of coming off so strong. And then at least for us, we try to like, if they're willing to actually take the step to see someone, maybe I'll go with them. Maybe I'll help them research a provider and just kind of go along those steps on the journey.
So kind of going off of what Jaylene was saying, my recommendation for folks with my shared identity is for them to be vocal about what makes them feel comfortable, as well as like if you're the provider providing service, make sure you're being open, honest, you're seeing the client, meeting them where they are, because that's what makes them feel comfortable. And over time, and we also have to keep in mind that everything takes time nowadays, so the client might not be comfortable during the first session. It might take a couple sessions. So just sticking with them and knowing good things take time.
It can be a little different in answering, but I would like to emphasize on the community outreach by sharing one of my clients' story. When we conducted the seminar at a large Korean church, after the seminar, one lady came up to us requesting the support. Her story is that she has been abused by her husband over 50 years. But because of the Asian culture of endurance, right? Endure everything and don't share your struggle to keep your family reputation. She endured for over 50 years, but finally, after the seminar and education on mental health, she decided to share her struggles with the experts. So active community outreach sometimes make a big difference and a change in the community and everyone's life, I believe. So yeah, importance of community outreach.
I would just say that it is so brave and courageous to get support and to get the help you need. And I know that generally might be hard for many cultures, and to trust your instinct. It may not be the first person that you see or that you speak with, just because maybe they have a shared identity. They oftentimes may not have the same lived experience. So if you trust your instinct, if it's not the right person, if you need to find someone else, do that. Trust yourself.
I think the best advice I'd give is, your therapist works for you. So be selfish when you're trying to figure out who your therapist is. I think at least I know my first 2 rounds of therapy, I wasn't putting as much time into the search process as I should have in terms of finding someone that not just fits my needs as, wanting like cognitive behavioral therapy and things of that nature, but also just like that they fit and they understand aspects of myself. And as you get to know yourself more, you also can learn different parts of yourself that need to be tended to, and that could require having a new therapist. And essentially, your therapist isn't like a lifetime appointment. You can have different people across your life. You can change as needed. And I think that's dispelling a lot of these thoughts around therapy is really important in our, especially when we're doing outreach work and getting communities to seek therapy. we should also be helping them to find where the portals are and understanding that search process, because oftentimes that first round, if it's not successful, people will not want to go back and not want to do another session. So helping them to get started by making sure the search process, the people take time and understand that better, I think is something that I would definitely consider if I was going to therapy or I was telling somebody for therapy the first time. And yeah, it's a lot of it is, there's just all these like little tips and advice you can give. Like I think the endurance piece is a huge one of, people use resilience against you. Like when they know you're a resilient person, they'll keep expecting you to be resilient, and so they'll justify not helping, they'll justify not supporting. We see this happen to so many Black communities, cultures, and like the universities, the HBCUs, for example. Always, you hear them every time. Resilience, they're so resilient, they can handle everything with so little funding. And I'm like, give them more funding so they don't have to do that. But that's just how people see resilience. That's how they use endurance, is that they even in your own head, you'll use it against yourself and be like, if I could have endured this much, I can endure more. If I could deal with this much, I can keep going. So like dispelling these rumors and shedding some light on the rules that people make for themselves in the dark, because a lot of people make rules for themselves in the dark that no one ever told them. And so, yeah, finding ways to get into that deep work is important.